Lunay, who is our ETO Vice President, he expressed a desire to do something to give back to the World War II veterans. So on September 19th, 2006, he and I and 2 other team members founded Liberty Jump Team. Our first jump actually occurred before that, when the mayor of Carentan asked us to perform a jump in his town because he'd never had a jump there before.
In 2005, 2006, we decided to put a team together, to honor our veterans, especially in Normandy, because I'm from Normandy, from France, from Paris area, But we put a team together to do the first jump. Was in Carentan, June 2006, with maybe only 15 guys under static lines and maybe 12 guys, if I remember, 3-4 guys from the C-47. It was a great event.
I joined the paratroops for my 18th birthday because I was afraid of heights and I wanted to get over it. And after 90 some odd jumps, I'm still scared of heights. My 42nd jump, we jumped in Normandy, and that was really something.
The team just started drawing people. A lot of them were through our military connections. My father being a part of the 507th Parachute Infantry Regiment, later in his career, formed a relationship for us with Fort Benning, Georgia. And it's drawn a lot of active duty to the team. But not just Army, Air Force, Navy, Marines.
But I retired from the Army in 2016. I've been with the Liberty Jump Team since about 2010, 2011, and my responsibility both on the team and the board of directors is to provide the rigging services for the team and to teach new riggers how to pack their own parachutes. Well, I've done it long enough. I served some time as an instructor in the United States Army Reserve, that there's an expectation that people aren't going to know the top from the bottom and the left from the right. So we start from the very basics. We use the military manual as our guidance to do it. Everything that we do with these parachutes, since they are former military parachutes, is in accordance with that technical directives. And when we get it out there on the table and we start showing it to them, we expect that it's going to have to be a hands-on experience for them to be able to get the so-called muscle memory in order to effect a good pack job.
And then we rehearse so much, and that's the biggest thing is, everybody asks like, hey, what's all the sexy stuff that SF does? And it's like, well, the sexy stuff is doing the very basic, simple things extremely well. And so it's, going through practicing your jump commands. It's going through and making sure that you know what your 1 minute, your 30-second mark is. You know when you're going to stand by. You know where all the green lights are. So once I have all that figured out and I'm up in the aircraft, it's just going through and doing exactly what I practice. So my job up there is also to make those jumpers feel as comfortable as possible. And then as soon as everything starts going, it becomes just like we rehearsed. So by the time I've done one operation, I've rehearsed about 3 or 4 times for it.
I would say the basic motivation of it. I get to do something that not everybody gets to do, and when you extrapolate it to the part where we're jumping out of World War II aircraft in a World War II theme, and we're being able to demonstrate to the public what these men did all these years ago in order to preserve our freedom, that's what motivates me.
I've been jumping out of airplanes for about 30 years now. I've been a rigger for 22 of those years. And it's just, there's something about being out there in the air that is just absolutely serene. You're sitting in a loud aircraft.
All right, guys, safe jump.
The engines are humming. The vibration of the aircraft is all around you. That door opens up and then you have the rushing of the air coming inside the aircraft, and you just know pretty soon it's going to go complete silence. And when you leave that aircraft, it's just this smooth, like soundless. You can hear the breeze. You can hear the aircraft leaving off into the distance, and it just goes silent. And it's beautiful.
Woo! As I began meeting more and more vets and the guys on our team who are and women too who are also veterans. That was the draw for me, that we needed to do something to remember not just World War II veterans, but all veterans. That's very close to my heart, that we, and for me, for the future of this team, to be able to bring forward the memory of not just the guys from World War II, but the guys of today. Nothing thrills me more, literally, than to be jumping in Normandy and look over on the drop zone and see one of my active duty guys sitting with a vet and watching these two veterans from different ages just sit and share their experiences, things they probably don't talk about with other people, just regular people. And for me, that is just the biggest joy, to watch that.
So what makes me love jumping so much is really my time in the 173rd. So I saw the men that I was working with. I saw the caliber of individual that we had. Like I said before, jumping out of an airplane and being in an airborne unit, it's a small filter, but it's a filter nonetheless. And I really found that when I was in an airborne unit, I was really around the best individuals that I could possibly go to combat with. So what makes it really special for me is in 2012, when I was deployed to Fob Shank with 173rd, two really good friends of mine, one Orion Sparks and Nathaniel Golnitz. They were both killed by a suicide bomber in Logar Province in Pali Alam. And Orion was always my airborne mentor. When I first got to 173rd, he was already a jump master. He had a bunch of jumps in already. And I always thought being airborne was just another way to get to the battlefield. And the whole filter talk I just gave, that came from Orion. And that really made me fall in love with the airborne, and saw that it was more than just an infill mechanism, that it was more of a mentality. So for me, is every single time I get a jump, whenever I'm pulling a duty whatsoever, I always look over and there's Orion, he's standing in the door next to me. He's constantly my safety, and then on the entire descent, usually a descent lasts about a minute. Well, I get to have a little one-on-one time with my buddies. And so a lot of times that's why I go out and I chase jumps so I can see my friends.
It's not like the same today because we lost our vet like every day, like crazy every day. We have some vet right now with us. They are 97 years old, 98 years old, and you know what? They're very strong. They stand up yesterday all day. They're here all day today. It's hot and humid here. They are amazing. But anyway, it's why we put the team together for our veterans.
So I have to say, for as far as Liberty Jump Team goes, if anybody's interested in joining, whether you're active duty or even if you're a veteran, even if it's been 10, 15, 20 years since you've jumped, a lot of veterans that I talk to don't even realize that this opportunity is available. Well, it is very much available. I talk to a lot of veterans now. They talk to me about their time in the military, all the gunfights they got into, how it made them feel alive, how jumping out of aircraft made them feel alive, and now that they've either separated from the military, or they've retired, maybe sometimes they're working a job that they don't necessarily like, but it pays the bills, and they begin to lose a little bit. They begin to lose a little bit of their past, and they want to feel that rejuvenation again. I would highly encourage you to come out here because you're going to get that rejuvenation. It could even be one of those things where you have kids and your kids don't know that part of your history. And to come out here and be able to show them what mom and dad used to do, and they can look up and be like, wow, I didn't realize mom and dad were that cool. Well, you were that cool. So I highly encourage you to come out and do it.